I thought I was going to be okay going into this challenge as like an Olympian.
Keep going!
But it's been one of the most difficult things I've ever had to experience.
Go on, Tom.
Pushing my body to places that I didn't think I could get to.
It all started in Plymouth. I saw those towering diving boards and saw people hurling themselves off of it, and I just remember seeing it and thinking, that's cool. I want to be a diver.
Since his Olympic debut, aged just 14, Tom Daley has grown up to become one of the most successful divers in British history, reaching the pinnacle of the sport with gold in Tokyo last year.
Tom Daley has Olympic gold.
Now, still only 27, Tom is taking a break from a lifetime of diving and taking on an extraordinary new challenge to raise money for comic relief.
Horrible. What on earth am I doing?
Starting from the home of his Olympic triumph in London 2012, Tom must traverse the country to a distant finish line in his hometown of Plymouth.
The scale of this challenge is overwhelming. I have no idea how my body's going to react. Ooh. My knee is in bits.
To succeed, he will have to push himself to a whole new level of endurance.
He's not going to be able to complete that now, is he?
Rowing, swimming, cycling and running, an astonishing 4-day, 290-mile end-to-end route.
Is that hail?
Someone out there really wanted you to be challenged in this.
But with the nation turning out to support their golden boy,
Well done, Tom.
and a few surprises along the way,
Oh my God!
this is the inspirational story
You're going to break Tom Daley.
of what can be achieved when a record-breaking diver, father, and knitter takes on the impossible.
Oh, I can't go any further. You have a breaking point, and I reached that today.
To make it home.
Thank you. Almost there. He's having a laugh, isn't he? I remember back in 2012, well, obviously I won my first Olympic medal. We used to walk out of that door along here, and that was where you'd be announced, and you would like wave and like, representing Great Britain, Tom Daley, and then you go like, hello everyone, and wave, and that was when like the little Union Jack flags were like going like crazy, and there's just like Olympic rings everywhere. But yeah, and that's where it all happened, right up there, on that 10 metre.
Good luck, Tom Daley. The country is behind you.
Winning a medal at the London 2012 Olympic Games was beyond my wildest dreams. It was something that I thought about every single day, and then my life changed.
Tom Daley is Britain's most decorated diver, with a record 4 Olympic medals to his name. And his dreams of success started when he was just a young boy in his hometown of Plymouth.
I think I was 9 when I drew this. It's me doing a handstand in the Olympics in London 2012.
By the time he was 10, Tom was already training full-time.
The first time we really realised he was something special, he had to compete in an age group up, and he actually came away with 3 golds. Nobody had seen anything like it for 20 years.
I met Tom when he was about 12. I was in Plymouth. I saw Tom training. He was excited and was telling everybody at the time that he had pretensions about going to an Olympic Games. 2 years later, he was there.
Tom made his Olympic debut in 2008, aged just 14. Next came London 2012, followed by another bronze medal in 2016 in Rio. But it was Tokyo 2020 where Tom finally achieved his lifetime ambition, winning gold in the 10-metre synchro with dive partner Matty Lee.
An Olympic gold medal is what I've been chasing my whole life. After 2020, I've just kind of felt the sense of peace, the sense of achievement of like, you know what, I've done everything I've wanted to. I've achieved every title in the sport that I can, and it was like that was the last thing that I was holding on hope for.
While there have been incredible triumphs in his career, there have also been tragic losses. In 2011, Tom's dad, Robert, died from a brain tumor just a few days after Tom's 17th birthday.
Underneath this tile that's now kind of like sealed in there permanently is where we put my dad's ashes in the beginning of 2012. My dad never got to see me achieve my dream of becoming an Olympic champion. It was always his dream as well as mine. He was here, he was right here when I won my first Olympic medal. It's kind of why this place, this aquatic center, is an extremely special place for me to start this challenge. And, you know, going from my dad here all the way home to my mum in Plymouth, it seems like the perfect place to start this hell of a homecoming.
Now, Tom is taking on an endurance challenge beyond anything he has experienced before. Over 4 grueling days, he'll need to row, cycle, swim, and run an astonishing 290-mile journey, passing through some of the key locations of his life on his way from London to Plymouth. Day 1 will begin with a challenging 5.5-mile row from the Aquatic Centre in the Queen Elizabeth Olympic Park to Tower Bridge, where he'll transition to a 60-mile cycle to the Redgrave Pinsent Rowing Lake near Reading. Day 2 will begin with a freezing 1-mile open water swim in the lake before a punishing 63-mile cycle to Southampton, where he trained as a young diver. Day 3 will see Tom take on a monumental 130-mile cycle from Southampton to Bovey Castle on Dartmoor, where he got married. And finally, for Day 4, Tom will then have to run an exhausting 30-mile ultramarathon from Bovey Castle to his hometown of Plymouth, where, if he can cross the finish line, a hero's welcome awaits.
The challenge in front of me right now feels impossible. I can't actually imagine myself actually doing it just yet.
In just 9 short weeks, Tom will need to completely retrain his body to withstand the rigors of endurance sport.
My lats are like on fire.
And just see how that feels.
So he's enlisted the help of some of the best Olympic trainers in the country.
Stop the boat!
Headed up by British triathlon coach Mark Buckingham.
The challenge is, one of the most demanding challenges I've ever seen. A key part of this challenge is going to be pacing. My job right now is not to get you faster and stronger necessarily on the bike, it's to get you at that same pace but going for longer.
Completely different to what my training is, which is all short, sharp, powerful, quick.
It's an endurance challenge and it's going to be completed by a power athlete, someone who competes for 2 seconds in diving. If he goes fast at any point, he's going to build up lactate, build up muscle soreness, and once he starts eating into those energy reserves, he's just going to grind to a halt.
Oh, I'm fine. Oh, my chain came off. Hold on a sec.
Not only will Tom's body need to adapt to a totally new training regime, but he has a back catalogue of previous injuries that will need to be closely monitored.
I'm trying to think of any part of my body that I haven't injured, to be honest. I've had broken shins, disc bulges in my back, tears in my hips. I've had tears in my triceps multiple times. I've broken my hand and had knee surgery.
Tom's had problems with his knees and his shins. That's quite worrying. We've really got to keep our eye on that.
This is definitely going to be the hardest I've ever pushed myself in terms of like what my body can actually do. It's going to be a lot of training.
Push knees, 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 knees.
And there's just so many things that are going to be really painful throughout it. But I want to raise as much money as possible for causes that I think are really important and raise enough money that it can make a difference. Every donation is going to help someone. That for me is a massive source of motivation. It looks like I'm crying, but I'm not. It's the cold and the wind. Who's that? Hello. Oh, it's a delivery.
Not for you, it's for
Oh, that's Ben. Yeah, okay, thank you. I love that. It's not for you. I'm like, oh.
With just a few weeks to go till the start of the challenge, Tom's come home to Plymouth to visit the family.
Sometimes when post arrives here, we get letters that say Tom Daley, diver, Plymouth, and it arrives at my mum's house. Plymouth has always been my family home. I was born there. My mum and my dad were born there. I moved to London, but there's always something that's like drawing you back.
What's next on your training schedule?
Well, tomorrow I've got a long run. It's a lot. It's a lot. Plymouth is so hilly.
Tell me about it.
I know. To be finishing in Plymouth means the world. I have so many memories, and I'm running home to Plymouth. It feels right.
Tom Daley's Hell of a Homecoming.
For comic relief.
This morning, Tom Daley started something huge from the Aquatic Centre at the Queen Elizabeth Olympic Park in London.
After 9 intense weeks of training, the first day of Tom's challenge has arrived.
Let's good luck, Tom. Whee!
Awaiting his arrival at the Aquatic Centre on this blustery morning is British rowing coach Nicola Beneventi.
You all right?
I
Here
think
you
I'm
go.
ready.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling, good.
Are you going to row in this?
Oh, I'm not going to row in
No,
this.
do you
You're
wanna take
right. See, I'm flustered. I'm flustered already.
He may have the pre-challenge jitters, but luckily for Tom, his diving buddy, Matty Lee, with whom he won Olympic gold in Tokyo, couldn't miss the opportunity to spur him on.
Hello, mate. How's it going?
Oh, are you getting in a boat?
No, I'm not. How you feeling?
All right.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
They're nice shoes.
Yeah, they're nice.
Very trendy.
Very trendy. Shut up.
Starting from the London Aquatic Centre in Stratford, Tom will begin day one rowing along the narrow canal network to Limehouse Basin. Here, he'll transfer to the unpredictable waters of the Thames and make his way to Tower Bridge, a total of 5.5 miles.
You got this, Tom.
I hope so.
Ready? There's a fight there, mate. You got this, Tom. Seeing him there, you'd think this would be a walk in the park just because he's an Olympic gold medalist, but he's an Olympic gold medalist in diving. He's doing rowing, cycling, swimming, and running, so he's definitely not in his comfort zone.
I'm going to crash again.
Before he started training for his challenge, Tom had never been in a rowing boat before.
I'm on the wrong side of this boat here, aren't I?
You're going to step onto that.
I've got to get both feet in.
That's it, yeah, both feet in.
Oh my gosh. I think rowing is going to be the most technically difficult for me to pick up. How am I going to reach that?
Open your hips up, that's it, and then just let your elbows come in, that's it. Rowing can be very difficult. He has to contend with trying to balance a boat, the equipment, and then the rowing movement itself isn't the most natural movement to someone who hasn't done that before. It can be very tough.
What am I doing?
Really light on the hands, then push your legs. Okay, so that one was absolutely hands. Come out to the front, push your legs first. Legs, legs, legs. There you go, that was better. Normally to build novices up, you'd have at least 4 or 5 months.
Why don't I have a longer arms?
Tom is training on the sheltered waters of Surrey Docks.
Okay, now stop the boat.
But during his challenge, Tom will face the temperamental conditions of the River Thames.
Being on the Thames, it can be quite challenging. Some people probably have been rowing for years and still wouldn't want to row on the Thames.
My worst nightmare that could happen is if I capsize and fall in at the beginning of the challenge. Because, they'll be so cold for the rest of the way. Can you imagine? I just hope I've got it down by then. I really do. Hello. Oh, I don't want to get you. I'm so sorry, Swan. Oh.
Waiting to surprise Tom at Limehouse Basin is a challenge veteran who knows all too well what Tom is up against.
It's brutal, really brutal, and I just dread to think how he's going to be on his final day. He's going to be broken, I think. You're going to break Tom Daley.
Yes, Tom! Oh, my God!
You've started!
Yeah.
Yes!
Hello.
Yay!
Oh, thank you for coming down.
Oh, my God,
Get you up out of bed early.
Of course!
Oh, my gosh.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I've done my first... I feel
Is
really
it good
wobbly.
to
I've been on the
start?
water.
But having left the safety of the canal, Tom must now take on the Thames. A daunting proposition for even experienced oarsmen.
Are we sure that's actually okay to row on?
That's massive.
There's like waves. I'm actually genuinely quite nervous. Whoa, stressed out.
I think the reality of what he's going to face when he's out on the Thames is really beginning to hit.
Here we go. Here we bloody go.
Yes, Tom! Woo!
What on earth am I doing here? Oh my God. Bloody hell. It is lumpy, isn't it? Bloody hell. Oh my God.
On a choppy day like today, the stone walls along the river will amplify the waves and the wash.
He's not used to any of this bounce at all.
He's in. Shit.
The Thames, it's pitch black, cold. It's dangerous.
Oh my God, that's going to be so cold. He's not going to be able to complete that now, is he? Can he still row and be that cold? Won't he be freezing in this weather? I've done it once now. No. Absolutely freezing.
This isn't going to be easy for him, that's for sure.
Oh my God.
He's my hero.
Oh, this is awesome, yeah. Wow.
Well done, Tom!
It's amazing.
The finish is in sight. My hands are so cold.
I bet they are. Well done, Tom, you're so close. This is it, this is the bridge. You've done it, you're at the bridge. Woo! Well done, Tom.
Oh.
Woo! That was really amazing. Oh my God, that was so frightening.
I got caught with a wave and then I think I panicked.
You're right. You okay? Scary. I know. It's okay. It's okay.
Horrible.
Yeah, it's scary. It's one of those things that nobody will ever understand how difficult this is unless you've done it. Like, I'm here because I know what Tom's going through, and it's really, really hard. Are your legs wet?
Yes,
Should we
I don't have any underwear on.
No.
You know what?
Only 40 minutes after he left the boat, Tom is set and ready to get going on his bike.
The cycling for me is going to be the real tough one. 3 consecutive days, 60 miles, and then 130.
3, 2, 1.
It's a big old ride. There's no getting away from it. It's going to take all day, dawn till dusk.
Are you warm enough, Tom? Yeah, I'm doing fine. Good. All good.
27-year-old Tom may have already competed in 4 Olympics, but cycling has never been his thing.
I wouldn't say I was a keen cyclist.
We got all the deer here. They come out to support. Yeah, they have. How considerate of them.
I do enjoy a bit of a spin class where I'm dancing around on a bike, but no experience on a road bike whatsoever.
Really?
Never.
Oh, look at that. I've never been to Hampton Court Palace. Oh, really?
So what was it that made you want to do this challenge?
Comic relief has been something that I've watched as a kid growing up. And to see all of the charities that they help has been like so eye-opening. Guess when it's going to get tough as the challenge goes on, it's things like that that's going to push me forward, you know?
2 weeks before his challenge began, Tom took a break from training to visit Hackney in East London to meet a family benefiting from the support of a charity funded by Comic Relief called Kinship.
Are you Mayram? Yeah. Oh, lovely to meet you. And those scooters are quite cool, I must say.
5 years ago, mum of two, Mayram, stepped in to look after her sister's 3 children who faced being separated and put into the care system.
On Monday, we basically got a call, come to court, and then by the Thursday, kids were living with me, and I was like, what the hell do I do now?
Yeah.
I can't go back to work. I've got no childcare for the kids. I've got no, like, where do I go with this? Yeah. And we had nothing. We didn't have a cot, we didn't have bedding, we didn't have beds, we didn't have clothes, we didn't have nappies.
Wow.
Be careful! Don't hang off the bar!
I'm the same with when my son starts climbing on things, I'm always like,
don't do
terrified.
I was doing well in my job. I was just about to go for a promotion. Going from that to being a stay-at-home mum, my household had gone from 2 kids to 5 kids. Yeah, it was tough, really tough. And without Kinship, I'd be lost.
Kinship supports the family and friends who step up to raise children when their parents can't. Running throughout England and Wales, they offer one-to-one advice sessions, family activity days, and a network of support groups for carers like Mayram.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for letting me join in your support group.
For me, Kinship's been a lifeline, and I'm sure it has for the majority of us. Yeah, it's been brilliant.
You come to the support group, I say, this is what's going on, this is what's happening. Someone's always got a solution, or someone's been in that situation before. So you just don't feel alone.
I had no idea about kinship carers, and it's clear that there are a lot of people that are put into this position. Thank you so much for letting me in.
Bye, guys.
See you later. Bye, everyone. I've heard all the kids call you mum, and how does that make you feel?
At first, it scared me because I never wanted to take my sister's role.
Yeah.
And now I just love it. She's my little sister.
Knowing that I could be helping families like Mayram and her family and all the people that I've met today through Kinship. See you later, bye. That's definitely going to be pushing me up those hills and putting one foot in front of the other. Thank you. I better say I needed that at the hill.
Tom's destination today is Team GB's training ground, the Redgrave Pinsent Rowing Lake in Oxfordshire.
Just get through this river.
God, it's great.
And it can't come soon enough. But finally, almost 12 hours after his challenge began, a wet and cold Tom crosses today's finish line. Cheered on by Olympic royalty, Sir Steve Redgrave.
Well done, Tom. Day one done.
Day one done. How are you?
I'm very well.
Oh my
Probably
gosh.
a lot better than you are.
How weird. I'll see you at your own lake. Look at this.
A lake that I've never rowed on.
You've never rowed on that lake?
No, and you're going swimming in it tomorrow morning.
I'm going swimming in it tomorrow morning.
Rather you than me. I haven't seen him since he's won his Olympic gold medal, so that's pretty special for me to see him, because we do have a little bit of history from many Olympics ago.
When we first met, I said that I was going to do 5 Olympic Games, just like you did. But, you know, I've done 4 now, and I've done everything that I want to do in the Olympics. If you do the first Olympic Games when you're not competing, I feel like there'll be something torn apart from me. Does that feeling ever go away when you stop?
It does go away eventually, but it takes quite a long time.
I guess everybody has to stop at some point, don't they? So
yep.
It's just when exactly.
No, good luck.
Thank you so much for coming down. It's so good to see you. And
his hands are freezing. I can tell. He needs to get warm, or else he won't be completing it.
Yeah, no, it'll be all good. Right, in the warm.
He's well out of these depths of the challenges that he's doing endurance-wise, because it's completely different to what he normally does.
Oh, yeah, that was a long day. Way more of a roller coaster than I expected. I want to shower, and then I want to get into bed, and I'll probably knit. I literally feel like I've been out all night partying, but without any of the fun. I could have done with another 12 hours of sleep, but, you know, here we are. We're here. I'm ready to go, and we're doing it.
For today's challenge, Tom has a grueling 63-mile cycle from the Redgrave Pinsent Lake in Reading to the Keys Diving Centre in Southampton. But before this, he must complete a mile-long open-water swim in the freezing lake.
It looks cold and wet.
With the water temperature a shade over 5 degrees, Tom's coach, triple Olympian and world champion open water swimmer Kerry-Anne Payne, is on hand to help protect him from the dangers of prolonged exposure.
Our main concern is your safety, so we're going to be making sure that we're constantly monitoring you.
The cold water, that's the part he's the most worried about. It's going to be bitter, it's going to burn quite a lot. It's going to be a long swim. We just don't want hypothermia to set in.
If you feel at all worried, arm in the air and we'll come get you. Thank you. So I do believe that you can do this. It's the nerves just getting you into that first bit. We've done loads of training.
Just 9 weeks ago, Kerry-Anne started Tom on a training regime to cope with the freezing temperatures of today's swim.
Survival, right, okay, in I go. Out of all of the disciplines, the idea of swimming in cold water is my least favourite part. Hello. I've got like my portable heart rate monitor because I feel like my heart rate is going to spike. See, it's already at 90 and I'm not doing anything. My resting heart rate's at like 50.
It's not about time today, it's about just the experience of getting in, seeing what happens. So number one is something called cold shock, which everyone experiences every time they get in.
Cold shock
is a panic, essentially. So when you panic, you tend to pant, and when you pant and your face is near water, a lot of people take in water and unfortunately drown. So that's why it's incredibly important never to jump in.
I don't think you understand how much I've been dreading this moment.
Keep thinking about that breathing. That's it. That's it. This is all normal, very natural. Right. I need you to breathe into your lungs and then out. That's it. There you go. You're already starting to regulate your breathing. How does it feel?
Feels like crap.
Ideally, for someone to take on a cold swim like this, I would love to have had Tom to be able to have a year's acclimatization. So that's going to be interesting.
With the start of Tom's swim now just minutes away, gold medal winning Paralympian swimmer Ellie Simmons has arrived to offer some reassuring words of wisdom.
Ellie!
You all right?
Good. Well, I'll be better in about 45 minutes, I'll be better. Do you have any swimming advice for me to get from A to B?
I used to like sing to myself in my, so maybe sing, like maybe pick a song like that makes you happy and sing it in your head.
Maybe something from Frozen would be.
Yeah. Good luck, Tom. We're cheering you all the way.
Thank
all
you.
the best.
I'm going to make sure I give you a wet hug when we See you later. Oh gosh. Oh dear.
Swimming a mile is not easy, let alone swimming in a freezing cold lake with the wind, with the temperature. It's a massive challenge.
The swimming part is a part of the challenge that I'm least looking forward to. I can barely swim to the side when I'm diving, so I know lots of people are like, oh, you're the swimmer and you should be able to swim. I'm not a swimmer, I'm a diver.
Go on, Tom.
Come on, Tom!
You got it. Go on. You got it. Go on. Yeah. He's getting his head under.
That's it. He's just getting used to the temperature on his face.
Tom's mile-long circuit begins at the pontoon, where he'll set off anti-clockwise into an 800-metre-long straight before rounding the bend into a strong headwind and the final push for dry land.
That's it, Tom.
Come on.
But only 300 metres into his swim, Tom's pace has eased off.
I think Kerry's just checking in with him now, making sure he's okay.
With the water temperatures so low, it's crucial that Tom completes the course quickly if he's to escape hypothermia.
Is he all right?
He's slowing down a little bit too much, and he's going to get colder. So the slower he swims, the colder he's going to get ultimately. So the aim is to get into 1,000 meters in 20 minutes, or as close to that as we can.
Go, Tom!
That's it, Tom.
It'll be interesting to see what happens when he gets to the far end and he turns around to come back. I think that'll be the hardest bit.
800 meters, Tom.
He's about to go around the final couple of buoys before the long drag back.
Woo, good job, Tom. Past halfway.
Really good.
He has smashed that. He's 1,000 meters in under 17 minutes, which is his fastest swim. The slight challenge, though, now on this bit is that he's got the wind in his face, and the wind has just picked up. That's it, Tom. He is doing such a good job. 100 to go.
Absolutely amazing. Oh.
That's it, Tom.
100 meters. Come on.
He has not stopped a single meter of this swim. 27 minutes he's been going. Head down the whole way.
Come on, Tom.
Less than 50 meters to go. That's
Come
it.
on.
Come on.
50 meters. Amazing.
To the buoy. Where we go, final 30 minutes.
Well done, Tom. Tom, that's amazing.
Awesome, mate.
Let's get him in, get him dressed.
Despite setting a personal best and completing the swim in under 30 minutes, Tom's core body temperature has dropped significantly.
Let's get you warm. Let's get you warm as soon as possible.
With well over 200 miles of the challenge left, Tom's support team act quickly to get him warmed up and road ready.
Absolutely blown away with what he did and what he achieved. Yeah, in awe. So proud of him.
Back up to temperature and with a crowd of elite rowers lending their support, there's little time for Tom to rest.
As much as I'd love to have a little lay down and a sleep, I'm going to be on the bike and I'm going to be getting to Southampton today.
3, 2, 1. See you later.
Tom has a grueling 60 miles ahead of him, and news of his challenge is gathering momentum.
Thank you. Oh, spray back isn't nice. Today feels harder, for sure.
Feeling wiped out from this morning's swim and with the wind picking up, Tom's struggling to keep going.
He's going to be battling with going, when's this going to end? When's it going to end? The body's amazing, but it's this that kind of stops you.
Tom requests a much-needed pit stop. And just as the sheer scale of the challenge begins to take its toll, a comic relief legend is on hand to lift his spirits.
We've got a bit of a surprise for you here.
Surprise? Oh my goodness! Hello!
Please don't fall asleep because I've only got 5 minutes, so I've got to get a party from the oven. How are you?
I'm doing all right. It's pretty tough.
Which part of your body is hurting the most at the moment?
My shoulders are quite sore from the swim this morning, but I mean, sitting on a bike, I don't know if I could even say gooch, but my gooch is like, I think I ride quite forward to try and save my bum, but then in saving my bum, I get my gooch. I'll knit something for tomorrow and put a gooch pad.
Daly's recently taken up knitting. Great jumper.
My coach said to me, you never sit still, you're always on the go. You need to find something where you can sit down, relax, and not do anything.
This is crochet. Yeah, normally I knit, but I sometimes crochet as well.
And here I am. I'm the knitting diving guy.
Really, really proud of you, Tom. Keep going.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye. 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 Bye.
Let's get to the sea.
My bum is absolutely screaming at me.
After 7 hours on the road, Tom finally approaches the familiar city walls of Southampton, where he spent much of his early years dive training.
There was moments in that ride where I was just like, I just can't do this. Like, there's no, like, I need to stop. I can't go any further. And I literally felt like I could have fallen asleep as I was coming in. But I feel like everyone's given me a bit of a new lease of life, at least for the next 5 minutes before I crash.
In less than 10 hours' time, Tom will need to be back on the bike for the longest ride of his life.
It was a super demanding day, and it was probably for the first time I saw Tom take a bit of a wobble mentally. I think he found today really hard. Not beaten, but yeah, definitely exhausted.
Ready for a good night's sleep, and then just getting on the road. Tomorrow's going to be the day of all days, I think. This whole challenge, like coming into it, like my athlete side was like, oh, you know, I'm going to be able to do this. I'm going to get through it and just go one day at a time. But honestly, I woke up today after my day one and I am just so exhausted, and I just feel like so drained, both physically and mentally. Oh my gosh, the welcome has just been absolutely amazing here in Hampshire. Like, just to be welcomed by all the kids, even in some other schools along the way, like just maybe 5 miles back, lining the streets and being out with all the banners and stuff. It's been really special, actually, that people have been coming out to support, and it makes it like, I don't know, like when you're feeling like it's getting tough and you see people come out, it's just really, it really gets you going again. Knowing that I'm only on day 2 just makes me think, like, I have another 2 days to go of my longest ever cycle that I've ever done, my longest run that I've ever done, and it's just, the thought of getting home to Plymouth and just being there is going to make everything worthwhile, and also raising money for Comic Relief on the way is also super special to me. Oh gosh, here we go. Off we go, another 20 miles.
Tom Daley's Hell of a Homecoming.
For Comic Relief.
Tom Daley's Hell of a Homecoming. He's halfway through.
With a big day ahead, I have my porridge with some chocolate in it. Gonna need all the energy I can today, all the calories.
It's a bit of a windy one today, isn't it?
Yes, gusting perhaps between 45 and maybe 55 miles per hour.
I'm so tired I can barely eat. And that's saying something for me. Ready as I'll ever be, I guess. The first day I cycled 60 miles, the second day 63 miles, and that's not even going to cover the whole distance that I'm about to do. That's what is, I'm not going to say worrying me, but it's definitely worrying me. They're up early as well.
For the longest day of his challenge, day 3 will see Tom cycle an exhausting 130 miles from Southampton all the way to Bovey Castle in Devon, where he got married.
Hello. Hello.
To reach his destination, Tom will have to climb over 9,000 feet, more than twice the height of Ben Nevis.
You're going to run faster up this hill than we will.
There's some real big climbs to get up and over.
Oh gosh, this hill is never ending.
The psychology of it is a massive battle.
These bloody hills.
Not being able to see the finish line and trying to tick off the hours. And also the aches and pains that you can get sitting on an uncomfortable saddle.
Easier as you go on, my chafed ass.
Tom's body is being put through the ringer.
Hello!
So, a surprise call from another famous face from Plymouth, Dragon's Den star Stephen Bartlett, couldn't have come at a better time.
So far, I've gone 50 miles.
Oh my God. So I've been out of bed for about 2 hours. I've just walked downstairs and you've done 50 miles. I'm going to personally pledge to make a donation, and I implore everybody that's watching to do the same.
Thank you for making a donation. It means a lot that, you know, spreading the word to try and raise as much money for Comic Relief as possible. So I really, really appreciate it. And hopefully see you soon, and we'll have a pint in Plymouth. All right, I'll see you later. Bye, 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 bye. Amazing. More money to the pot, Comic Relief.
After 7 hours, Tom has passed the 65-mile halfway point. But this next leg along the Jurassic coastline is going to be brutal.
There's nothing between us and the sea, just a wall of wind.
Oh.
Many of the hills match those on the Tour de France for their bruising inclines.
I'll make no bones about it, mate. The next 60 miles is probably going to be your least favourite 60 miles ever on a bike.
I've barely done 60 miles on a bike.
And now the weather has taken a turn for the worst.
Thank you. I am too. We're just starting to get tired and slow down a bit.
Yeah. 130 miles is really demanding. That's going to take a lot of courage and determination to get through that.
Hello. Thank you. Oh, good.
And right now, at mile 80,
It's a big one.
Tom needs to harness that determination for the steepest incline of the entire challenge, an unrelenting 10% gradient.
Well done, mate. Really good.
I've met some incredible people on this journey. When I feel like I can't turn the wheels on the bike anymore, those are the people that have really inspired me to want to finish this challenge and to raise as much money as possible.
Tom was 17 when his dad died, and he knows how hard it can be to lose a parent. So today, Tom's travelled to Devon to meet Matilda and her mum, Lena.
And how have balloons helped you?
They've helped me because, like, I had someone to talk to. We made a memory box. So you do, like, memory books and stuff.
Wow.
And then I put, like, photos and stuff.
You know, having this, I can imagine has been a real, you know, help.
Help, yeah.
Yeah.
56-year-old Ian died from an unexplained cardiac arrest called sudden arrhythmic death syndrome.
His last words were, when he went up to bed, was, I love you, Matilda, good night. And that was the last thing he said. Grief doesn't go away. You just get used to working around it, really. I still miss him, and I think I always will.
Yeah.
Lena got in touch with balloons after a friend suggested they might be able to help her cope.
I thought I was failing Matilda as a parent because I was dealing with my own grief, and I didn't know how to support her. So balloons were very supportive in helping her, which helped me, really.
Did you used to come here quite often with your dad?
Yeah, so he would, like, we would walk together.
When you have something that you used to do so regularly, it starts off to be hard, but then you get to a point where you feel like you can celebrate, you know, those memories and
good
have
memories.
them. Exactly, good memories.
Matilda is not alone. Roughly one child in every classroom is suffering the upheaval of a bereavement.
Matilda and Lena are just the sweetest, and you can see that they have been through a really rough time. And it reminded me a lot of how my family and I were when we lost my dad and the struggles that came with it. It's really important to have that support system around you.
Hello, thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Tom has been on his bike for over 12 hours, but he's got 30 miles still to go.
100 miles, just hit it.
And now another weather front is moving in.
Oh my God, I've never wanted something to be over more in my life.
This next area of low pressure, this is Storm Dudley. Winds are 6 to gale 8, occasionally severe gale 9.
Oh, God, so windy. Oh, my God.
That's it, keep low. Keep pedaling. The last thing we want is Tom super depleted with energy in a crosswind in darkness. He could be off his bike and that could be the end of the challenge.
I feel so like my legs don't have much left in them. Nearly at the top as well. Yeah, no, I'm fine. I just went in the ditch.
You bang your head?
No, I'm good. Yeah, no, I'm all good. Yeah. We just hit 15 hours.
15 hours. It's a hell of a shift. Hell of a shift.
I am just exhausted. We're here. There's Bovey Castle.
130 miles after leaving Southampton, Tom arrives at Bovey Castle, where he married his husband Lance in 2017.
Oh my God, it's over. It's over. I actually just genuinely can't believe that I've done that. Oh, finished. We made it, we made it.
The fact that he's been able to do that kind of distance in those elements off 9 weeks training is just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I didn't think he was going to complete that ride today, but he did, and he did it in style as well.
I'm so ready for bed. You know what? I might just like throw this bike away. I don't need it anymore. Like, oh my God. Never want to see it again. There's only so much that a human body can handle, I think, and today was just the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. This challenge has taught me that however invincible that I think I am, I'm not. You have a breaking point, and I nearly reached that today. So it's the last day of the challenge, and we've got massage going because I'm gonna need all that I can to make it to Plymouth.
After 3 days of intense physical exertion, Tom must now make the final 30-mile journey across Dartmoor to Plymouth on foot, a distance he's never run before.
Before this, I'd only ever run 10K in lockdown, so 9 weeks of training and I'm doing an ultramarathon. My body is in bits. I just have no idea what my body's going to do when I throw 30 miles into the mix.
As well as being battered by 3 days of intense physical activity, Tom had knee surgery only 8 months ago.
This is going to be the toughest test on my body because this is going to be the highest impact that I'm going to have to deal with.
Tom has been given the medical all clear to run, but it's playing on his mind.
That always is a bit of a worry. Like my knees are going to give out and, you know, because it's just going to take one little thing for it to all go wrong. Oh, bloody hell, look at that hill.
It may be scenic, but Dartmoor National Park is dogged by energy-sapping inclines.
Oh, glutes are on fire. My God.
He's used to the flat streets of London, and this is completely different. It's like mountain running.
It's one hell of a hill. Ah. Thank you. Almost there. He's having a laugh, isn't he?
Tom spent the first 19 years of his life in Plymouth, and the surrounding moors are bringing back childhood memories.
I remember when I was a kid, I remember coming here with my dad, and he custom built this sled out of a old bench. They put skis on the bottom, so we could start at the top of the hill and ski all the way down. I don't know how safe that was, but it was always so much fun. I need to celebrate my dad. Celebrate the traditions. I want to celebrate all of the things that he did and what he taught me. In 2009, when I'd won the World Championship, he was like in tears.
Absolutely incredible.
And I'd look back now and I'm like, I want to give my son a hug and I get into tears when he writes his name, let alone like winning a world. And it was just like that thing now. I understand why he was the way he was.
Rain on me.
Doesn't get much more miserable than this.
Yeah. Someone out there really wanted you to be challenged in this.
Yeah.
After 2 hours of running and now being battered by the weather.
Oh my God.
There, mate.
Is that hail?
Yeah.
Oh, it hurts your bloody face.
Tom needs all the support possible.
Hello. Oh my God. Oh my God. I was not expecting that. How are you? Oh my gosh.
Well, I was wandering through Dartmoor and thought I'd come out, be here, and if I can chat to him and take his mind off what he's going through, that could help.
This has made me feel better. Oh my goodness. So good to see you.
But you've got to try and make it fun, because a lot of it is not fun.
And comedian Eddie Izzard should know, having run over 100 marathons for charity.
The first time for Plymouth.
First time for Plymouth?
There it is.
You should take a photograph of you.
I know, let's see.
No, you stand there. Okay. There we go. I got it.
Yes. Plymouth. The sign is there.
So you're a gay man and I'm a trans woman. Yeah. So this is pretty groovy then, yeah?
Yeah.
21st century.
I know. You know, go back to your youth. Like, imagine how far you've come. Yeah. Does it seem...
It's a million miles.
Yeah. The hardest thing for me was growing up in the public eye and having to figure out my sexuality.
Yeah.
With people asking questions constantly. Do you have a girlfriend?
The age when you actually came out?
I was 19. It was like a scary thing. I was like, you know what? I can't hide anymore. I'm not ashamed of who I am.
Yeah.
And I don't want any other queer kids growing up to think that they have to feel ashamed.
Yep.
And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to do it.
Tom has now clocked up 17 miles, but the constant pounding is taking its toll.
And my knee is just really giving me some jip. It's pretty intense.
And after 4.5 hours on the road,
Is that what it is?
Tom is forced to stop.
Oh.
There's a massive danger that Tom could push himself too hard.
That's surgery knee.
Yeah, surgery knee. With running and even walking, if your body is telling you you can't move anymore, you're not going to move.
Despite the risks to his knee and with 13 miles still to go, Tom feels he has no option but to push through the pain barrier.
Oh gosh, I can't believe we're going again.
We're going.
Oh, right. There you go. Thank you. This is where the athlete has to come out.
Yeah.
To get to the end. Whatever I can do, I want to get across that finish line. Whether that's me walking, running, crawling.
Tom has always been competitive in anything he tries, even if he's not very good at it. He's a very determined young man.
Thank you.
He's going to be motivated to finish.
Oh, thank you so much, Eddie, for coming and running with me.
All right, you've been brilliant.
I will see you soon. We'll go running in London.
Absolutely.
If I make it across
running
the
and
finish
knitting.
line.
That's what
running
it is.
We'll do a running and knitting club.
Yeah, stay strong.
I will. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Much love. See you later.
I can now go to bed.
It's nice to speak to like someone that has a completely different point of view on the world, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
I could feel it in him that he's going to finish this, even if the leg isn't doing it right.
It's the
Despite being in agony with his knee, Tom has notched up over 24 miles. And the city is willing him on.
He's quite a local hero because of what he's done. Very inspirational.
We are extremely proud of Tom. He's put us well and truly on the map.
He's done brilliant, don't you think, Matilda? He's done really well. It's such a big achievement. Perseverance is immense.
My left knee is in bits, but it's gonna... I've only got a little way to go now.
With pure grit and determination, Team GB's most decorated diver has taken on an epic challenge of Herculean proportions.
There we go. We reached the marathon. Every step here now is ultra.
Tom is not just a great champion, but he's somebody that has crucially used that status to put it to the service of other people.
Can't wait to see him come across that finishing line, be able to give him a big hug and a kiss.
Over the course of 4 days, Tom has rowed, cycled, swam and ran 289.6 miles across the south of England, home to Plymouth.
I just want to say thank you.
Oh, no,
it's been an absolute pleasure. You've been awesome, mate. Well done. Lap it up now.
And now the city and one very proud mum are ready to welcome their golden boy home with open arms.
Congratulations, Tom. Well done. Well done.
Thank you so much. I, pushed myself to breaking point on this challenge, and I feel really proud that I actually managed to get home and cross that finish line. To come home and have everyone be here, and just the support along the way has been amazing, so thank you so much.
Give a big cheer for Tom Plymouth.
I am so proud. He has done so well. I can't believe he's still smiling after everything he's done over the last 4 days.
What a guy, what an athlete, what a challenge and what a story. I don't think I've seen it before or I'll see it again.
I rowed, cycled, swam and ran, and I got here, and never again.
Your donation will help people here in the UK and around the world live free from poverty, violence, discrimination, and support them with their mental health. This includes helping people right now in Ukraine and the mass displacement of people in many parts of the world.
Please donate, and hopefully we'll raise a lot of money and it'll make a difference to so many families.